Right, gonna be making a video showing you how to fit these Osram LED driving lights. Alright, there's some tools you're gonna need, but it's pretty much straightforward. Just a tiny little bit of electrical job, but nothing to worry about. And I'll show you how. And I'll show you the tools you're gonna need in a second. So here are the Osram LED fog lights. Well, this is the box. This is the first version, and as you can see, they fit quite a lot of models. Alright, these are the old ones out of the Freelander 2, and they're just the simple connectors for the back. You just clip on and off. That's the adjuster for the angle of the lens. And some basic tools you'll need is a bit of insulation tape, black preferably, crimping set with some straight through crimps, which I've not got anymore, I've used them all, and a basic tool set. Now you'd only use possibly the torque, which are these ones, the stair-headed versions. If you don't want to crimp, then a soldering iron would come in handy. Right, so here's the instructions. I've lost the original ones, so I've printed these out the internet, and they are actually pretty good. These indicator ones are optional, and in my opinion well worth it, especially when you got the emergency hazard lights on, because they flash. They're only attached with a couple of Scotch blocks, so they just crimp together with a pair of pliers, and then clip over. So well worth it in my opinion. I'll show you the wires on the car when I get to them. So next is to remove the headlight covers and the ECU for the gas, and I'll get back to you. Right, to remove the headlight cover and the headlamp, it's just a T15, torque 15 bits, the stair one on there, and two PZ2s on there. Now these are optional, you might not have them. If not, just go ahead and remove the two 10mm nuts, and there's normally a clip here which you lift up and the headlight will then pull out, but me being stupid, I snapped mine off, so you have to reach right down, flick the switch and push at the same time. But apart from that, it's pretty easy. Right, so the headlight's now sort of removed. Alright, I don't know if you can see properly on this, it's a bit sunny out here today in Bolton, makes a change, but there's a clip right there. If you push the clip in, the wiring loom will just pull straight back out. Right, with the headlight now out, you can see there's a void here in between the headlight and the grille. Now this is where I've shoved the box, and it's got cable ties in wherever I could. I think in fact there's only the one cable tie holding it on at the top here. There's plenty of wire. Well, you think there is. As you can see here, there's a few joins. And go to the loom, and here's the cables. As I said, they're all in the instructions, they're all colour coordinated, so it's pretty easy. And there's the Scotch box inside there. So I'll strip it apart and I'll show you what wire goes to where. Right, so from the ECU box for the lights here, shows a white cable for the indicator, for the side lights, sorry. Now this is actually going to go to a side light, it's going to a dip beam. So the white cable, as you can see here on the chop block, goes into the chop block, and it goes, in this case, this is the Freelander 2 on a 2007 plate. Now it might be different, so this is a brown with a blue stripe wire, and just in case it is different, where the push clip is, it is pin second column, second on the right, so that one there where my fingertip is. And we've got another one which is the grey wire, which I can't remember what it's for, but the grey wire, if we follow that to this Scotch block, the grey wire to this Scotch block, it is bright blue with a green stripe, and that one is going to the second column and on the right hand side, so this one, so they're right next to each other. So if you're counting from top left, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in that. Alright, and just chop block them together. Now what you do is, I'll show you later on how to do a chop block, if you not chop block, a Scotch block, if you're not familiar with them. So I've got some spares. So after you've done that, you can insulation tape them back together, because around here we've got a red and a blue wire, and the red is live and the blue is ignition live, so we'll sort them out next. I'll tape all this back together, put the headlight back in, because it is not needed as long as you have routed all your wires so you can reach them from the top. You shouldn't need to go back down. Right, you can put the headlight back in last if you want to, it's up to you. Right, so as you can see, there is a little bit of wiring that needs to be doing. The cables that come with it are too short, so you're going to need to crimp some new cable. It's only a 12 strand cable, so it's nothing major. Alright, my problem is this car's the i6 and it's gas converted, and the ECU for the gas is right over the fuse box, so I'll have to remove that as well. It's not a big deal. It's only a couple of bolts, one there and maybe this one here. Mine's already fitted, so I'm not going to unfit it to refit it again, but I'll show you how everything goes. Okay. Right, so my ECU for the gas is now out the way. So what I'd advise, well, because I don't want to be responsible for you breaking your car, is to disconnect the live on the battery. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, now here's the fuse box down the corner here. There's a tab there and a tab here. All you do is push them and the box will come off. So with the fuse box off, you want to run the blue wire, as you can see it is blue, to fuse 45. Alright, and all it does is piggybacks, so you pull the fuse out and you push it back in with the piece of metal piggyback reconnected onto it. You might be able to see it's still not the best, but they do work, so don't worry about that. Alright, and that is for the ignition live, that one, so blue ignition live. Right, so back to the battery. Now you want to put the red to earth. Now this, just unscrew it and slide it in. It's like a fork. Slide it in, tighten it back up. My problem is the wire wasn't long enough, so you might be able to just see there. I put a connector block on it, that's why it's showing grey here, because that's the only cable that I had. But that's not a problem. And you want to put your black and brown cable as well They need going up to the earth, or the black. Now that's the same. And again, I had the cable wasn't long enough, so I used 12 strand cable. Now that's just speaker cable. Joined them both together because they're both neutrals, earths, so that didn't matter. And you will have to do it at the ECU as well somewhere, or where the cable stops. Just chop the end off 6 inches or so before the end, because it's got the 2 forks on it, and just splice it in. As we're going along as well, I might as well just tick off what we've done. So we've done the white cable, we've done the grey cable. No, sorry. Yeah, we've done the grey cable, haven't we? Done the red, 2 browns and black, brown and black. Oh, there's the grey cable, sorry, number 8. Not that one, that's the fog light connector. Right, what you want to do as well, you want to go over to the other side and undo that headlight, and you got to find the indicator wire for that as well. And it's rather one of the 2 wires again. So whichever one this grey wire went to, can't remember which one it was, pin 7 or 8. The green one needs to go to the same pin, gets in the same place. So you need to wire up to that. Now the wire on this just follows underneath the bulkhead around the radiator, and it just cable ties every now and then. In fact, you can see the green wire. Now you also want to put the fog light wire over the same place, same area, so you might as well tick them both at the same time, the right fog light wire, and cable tie them both up together, running it round and through. You'll find the routes pretty easy. I've gone along the bulkhead, along the front of the radiator, and down underneath towards, well, the fog light wire's gone down, and then the green wire's gone straight along, and do the headlight the same. There's the other one. Right, now to remove the fog light bezel, all you do is get your fingers in it somewhere and just gently pull, and it'll come off. Put that somewhere nice so you don't damage it. And then you might be able to see there's 3 green tabs, and each one of them tabs has got a torque head on it, torque screw, and it is a torque, looks like a torque 25 to me. I'll soon find out. So I'll get the right torque, unscrew them. It is a bit tight, but just give it a good pull and it'll come out. Right, so what I forgot to realise, it's been so long since I've done them, that the cables are actually attached to the fog lights. So you would need to do this stage pretty much first, because, and then you need to wire up to the ECU. Gone to the other side, there's actually 4 screws, not 3, and I've come to the driver's side, away from the battery in this case. Took them out and it just popped out, and as you can see there it is. Now this is an adjuster, to move the light up and down. Now I've left it as it was, and it's been through an MOT, which is the safety test procedure in the UK, and it's passed, so not a problem. On this end as well, they give you a cover cap to clip on to the original fog light fitting to blank it off, make it weather tight and whatever it does. So just chuck that in, pop it out the way. The other side, the original fog light fitting, connects up to here, the yellow and black wires. I'm assuming anyway, if I remember rightly, connects up to the original. So the fog light fits in on this side, the original one, into the yellow and black wires, and the one on this side, put the blanking cap on it. You should be ready then to test it all out. So we've done the ignition live on the fuse box, we've done all that, we've done that on the fog light on the side closest to the ECU, indicator light done. Sorry, that's not the indicator light, the near the side light. In our case, not a side light, it's the dip beam light. Alright, and we should be ready to put everything back together and try it out. So that's what we'll be doing next. Well, in my case I've already done it, so I know it works, but maybe leave everything loose for now and then see if it works and then put it back together. Might be the best way for you, just in case. Right, next is to start the car up and test them out. So here we go. Alright, so the lights are off and the should be the LEDs on only. So that's off position. Side lights, it should be side lights and LEDs. Side light position. Dip beam, which would be dip beam only, and LEDs off, DRLs off. Dip beam and auto, which is changing it when it wants to. So dip beam and fog. That's dip beam with fog lights on and hazard lights on. And that's dip beam with just hazard lights on. As you see, the DRLs flash, which is a real cool feature. Lets you stand out from the rest in an emergency. People definitely know you're going to be there. And then you've also got hazards. This one's hazard lights only. Nighttime driving with the indicator on. You got your cornering light, and on this side there's nothing, which is really good for lighting up the road a little bit more, so you can see if there's anything on the corners. Alright, so this is a Scotch block. All you do, get it focused, pop your two wires in. There's a slit there on the right side. You slide your wire in, both of them, and then you get your pliers when they're both in. Can't do it with one hand. And you crimp the metal sleeve down and you fold the cap over like so. Pretty good connector. If they pierce the cable, that's the problem with them. These are connector blocks, so all you do is slide the cable in through through that end and through the thin end on that one, or you can get them which is just straight through, and you crimp both sides, and as you see they're red, and you open it up and you crimp it with the red. Blue ones go with blue, and yellow are yellow because they're a bit thicker. There's also strippers on these because you will need that, and cutters on that end, and a roll of 12 gauge cable, 12 strand cable, sorry, just like speaker cable normally. Anything like that will do, because there's not much voltage going through. There's only 12 to 24 volts at the maximum going through.